Pues in this video, I'm gonna go over the syllabus with you, and hopefully this helps you a little bit more to understand how the class works. So this is our class syllabus. Spanish 102, Introduction to Spanish, second semester. This is my information. My name is Elena Villa Fernandez de Castro. I have a long last name because I am from Spain, and in Spain, people keep their father's last name, Villa, and their mother's last name, which is Fernandez de Castro. It's a Spanish medieval last name, and those are my two last names. And I'm married to an American, but I did not take his name because in Spain, everybody keeps their name from birth to death. That's my office, but I'm not gonna be in that office this summer. So if you want to talk to me, what you can do is send me an email to this long email with all the pieces of my last name, and we can arrange an interview with Skype. So feel free to email me, and I will talk to you about the interview. This is my Skype ID, so that's what we will use for you to talk to me through Skype, to contact me. All right, so what else? This is the course description that comes in the catalog. It's the second semester of Spanish, and you will learn about Spanish-speaking cultures. Remember that there are many different cultures that speak Spanish, and of course we'll have emphasis on communicative abilities and basic structures that you're going to learn in here. You will learn about cultural context, and you'll do it through the listening, the speaking, reading, and writing activities that we're going to have in the class. And we will try to use as much authentic real language as possible. Prerequisite Spanish 101 or 101B. These are the student learning outcomes and course objectives. You can read these on your own more slowly and more in detail, and you can ask me if you have questions about this. The learning outcome for this class is to write a brief narrative in the past tense. You will learn to use the two main tenses that are used in the past, among other things. And these are the objectives that you can read on your own. Structure. This is an online class. I will facilitate the learning materials and the testing, and you will do your own learning with the book, with the activities that I have set for you. And of course, if you at any point see that things are not working well, or that you don't understand what you're working on, you are welcome to contact me, and I'll try to help you with everything or with anything. Every week you're gonna have week instructions and two deadlines, one on Wednesday, one on Friday, and I will open the assignments a little bit before the week starts, so you have at least the weekend to work on it. And keep in mind that an online course, especially an online class in the summer, is a very intense type of class, because you will have to do all this work on your own, and you will have to do it pretty quick because the information is condensed in very few weeks. So keep that in mind if you're going to take this class. Keep another thing in mind, which is if you're planning to do trips during the time this class takes place, you're going to need access to the internet, because the due dates cannot be moved for you, and I will not accept late work. So if you really want to take that trip without internet connection, maybe you should consider dropping this class or leave that trip for another time when you have more time for it. Materials required. You will use Vistas, the textbook that was used in Spanish 101 too, 5th edition, and this one comes with a code, the SuperSite code, and this code allows you to go into the book online and also to access the workbook, the exercises that are assigned for every lesson. So if you still have that code from a previous class, you can register, and you can probably register in this class because that is good for up to 3 classes. And if you don't, you can either buy in the bookstore at Palomar College, or you can get the special discount that the department gets by buying it in with this link. And here there are instructions to register, and oopsie, it moves here, to register and sign into the class. You want to do that as soon as possible because next week already you have a deadline for this. So you want to do that as soon as possible. See the previous video about how to use the VHL website and how to use Canvas, and that will be very useful for you to move through the technology problems that you might have. Hardware, software, other applications. You're going to use Canvas. That's going to be our main learning management system, and it's going to centralize all the information and the contact you're going to have with me. You're going to have exams, composition assignments, mini quizzes, discussion forums. Everything is going to be posted in Canvas, and you will have to turn in your work through Canvas. Skype is the way you're going to talk to me, and I already told you that that's my ID. Zoom is another way to communicate with me or with your classmates, and it's a very useful tool because it will allow you to record your oral presentation. So open an account with Zoom. It's free, and it will be very helpful for the presentation. YouTube is where you're going to place your presentation, and at the same time you're going to see the videos that I make for you every week. And if you don't have an account with YouTube, I would recommend to open one, so later on you can place your presentation in there. Google software, Google Docs, Google Slides, we'll use this too. And of course the SuperSite is, as I told you, is the workbook, the online workbook where you're gonna practice the exercises, and they also have access to the online textbook, so very useful. Like I explained you the previous week, the week before the assignments are due, I will open the instructions, so you'll be able to see what is gonna be due the week after. So course standards, courtesy. I expect you to participate actively and be respectful with me and with other classmates. If I see any traces of disruptive or aggressive behavior in the discussion groups or through email or any other way, I will report it to Palomar College's Office of Student Affairs. Late work is not accepted. So like I said, plan ahead, plan your weeks, plan the due dates. Due dates are gonna be Wednesday and Fridays, so please be organized. If you are organized, this class will work very well for you. If you're a person that has problem with time management, you may want to consider doing a face-to-face class instead of this one. Communication and emails. Instructors in Palomar College are not allowed to email students that don't have a Palomar College email, but in Canvas you can adjust the settings so Canvas sends you the messages to your private account, email account, whatever that is. So you can do that. Do it as soon as you can if you want to do it that way. And if not, please be aware that You need to check your email every day and respond to my emails as soon as possible. And also keep in mind that you can email me anytime, but I will um, I will answer your emails as fast as I can. But I'm gonna do it within working hours. Work submission. Work submission will happen through Canvas, so please don't send me your composition through the email or as an attachment because I'm not going to accept it that way. It needs to be done before midnight and through Canvas. Cheating and plagiarism. There's an explanation here of different cases of cheating. What I'm more concerned about is your composition. Part of writing a composition means not to use Google Translation. If you use Google Translation, you're not turning in work that is done by yourself. It's important for me that you use only 3 tools: your brain, the book, because in the text book you will find vocabulary and you will find the structures you need. And you can also use word reference, the dictionary, but please don't use Google Translation. If you do use that Google Translator, it will be very easy for me to know that, and I will report that to the Office of Student Affairs. Um, to avoid cheating and plagiarism too, exams will be taken using Proctorio, and there's plenty of instructions about Proctorio in the week instructions, assignments. So please review all that so you're comfortable with this system. Oops, went too far. Remember that an A is an equivalent of excellent work. Students that tell me I completed everything, I deserve an A, are not understanding what an A means. An A means you completed everything and you did this work in a very, very, very high standard manner way. So if that work is excellent, you will get an A. If it's not excellent, you will not get an A. Drop in the class. Please be aware of the drop-in dates. This is last day to drop with no grade or record is June 20th, and last day to drop with a W is July 7th. Keep in mind that if there's no activity during the first week, I will drop you myself. Accommodations and special needs. Please let me know if you need any of these accommodations, and I'll be happy to work with the DRC to make sure you have a very successful class time. Monitor your progress. You will be able to monitor your progress through Canvas in the grades section, and if there's something that you don't like about that, you think you're not progressing adequately, there's something missing or a grade missing, please let me know. Make an appointment with me. I can try to help you with that too. Office hours will be in through video conference, and what I would like to ask is if you're gonna meet with me before telling me, well, I don't understand anything, please go over the material yourself and make a list of specific questions you have, things you're struggling with, and that way, if we're a little more accurate with the problem in the description of the problem, I may be more helpful to solve the problem. Spanish only. In this class, you're going to be required to use Spanish only in your composition, in your journal, your forum entries, and your video entries. So be prepared because I will also talk to you in Spanish only. Instructions are going to be in Spanish. Everything is going to be in Spanish. So keep in mind that to learn a language, you need to have the maximum input that you can. And the most Spanish you hear, the most Spanish you read, the better prepared you will be. and I take that very seriously. Assignments. The supersite, 20%. In the supersite, in the previous video to this one, I taught you how to enter it. And there's a calendar. Please look at the due dates. Due dates will be Wednesday and Fridays. And once the due date is passed, if you haven't completed it, you will not receive credit for it. If there's problems with the system, let me know ahead of time. Exams. Are we in number 2? Yes, exams. 20%. There will be one exam each week covering the materials of each chapter. So, another thing about exams I already told you is that we're going to use Proctorio, and you have some instructions here about how to install Chrome extension in Canvas. And you need to make sure your computer has the minimum requirements to use Proctorio. Here they are. And you have a camera and a microphone to record what you're doing. Proctorio will record you, will take an exam, and will record your screen. And then what Proctorio does is, if Proctorio thinks you are suspicious, they'll let me know and they'll show me why. So keep that in mind. This is more about Proctorio. Exams, I'll give you a little exam study guide, but we'll have always the same sections. We'll have an audio exercise. It has a vocabulary section. There will be several structure or grammar questions. And then at the end, I will have a section about questions based on texts and videos that we have read or seen in the lesson of the book. So that's how everything will be. The best thing you can do to prepare for the exams is to study daily and review with the exercises in the supersite and the book. There will be a composition with 2 drafts, and these will be written with the computer. It will be typed and double spaced, and they will be posted in the assignment in Canvas. And the first composition is worth it 60%, the first draft. The second draft will be worth it at 40%. Once the first one is written, you post it in Canvas. I take it home, I read it, I grade it, and I give you symbols for correction. I will underline anything that is not right, and I will tell you with one of these symbols what kind of problem you have. So you'll have to take it home, you'll have to rewrite it with those indications I give you, and you will have to turn it in again the week after. The second draft will be 40% of the grade. The cultural presentation will be a pair work. You will work with a classmate. There's a Google Sheet sign-in form. In there you can choose, find a partner, and you need to talk to this partner to agree on a Spanish-speaking person or a Hispanic person, and you're gonna create a presentation on this based on this person. Once you are done with the presentation, you will place the video you are recording. You're gonna record. You place it in YouTube, and I will watch it and grade you based on that. Keep in mind that even though this is a group project, the grade will be individual. It won't be a group grade, and students should present their slides they have made, and each student will be graded on pronunciation, on the quality of the information, the quality of the language used for the information, the use of the vocabulary, accurate vocabulary, and all these things. And the rubric is in Canvas, so you can check it out before submitting this assignment. Final exam will be cumulative, but it will include more questions on the last chapter that you're gonna be studying. The final exam happens in the last week of classes, and it will be very similar with the same structure the previous exams, just a little bit longer. And then the discussion forums will happen every week, and they will have, remember, I've told you this before, but two deadlines. One will be Wednesday and one will be Friday, and I'm going to write it down right now because I don't want you to forget this. So you will have, oopsie, a video entry, one video entry. And when should the video entry be turned in? Before Wednesdays in that week. And then you will have usually two written comments on the videos that your students made, your classmates made, and those two comments will have to be completed before Friday in the week. Let's put Friday with capital letter like you do in English. Also in Spanish, you know that you will write Friday with lowercase. Miércoles en español. And in Spanish, you put the period out of the parentheses. So two deadlines for the forums. First deadline, Wednesday. Second deadline, Friday. First entry, video entry. Second entry, written comments. Mini quizzes or mini exámenes or examenecitos will be every week, usually on Wednesdays. Usually. Sometimes I move it a little bit if you have something else to turn in on Wednesday. And it will be based on whatever material you have had to study for that week. This is a summary of the grade, summary of important dates, and this is the calendar. So, for example, in week number 1, this is what you need to do by Wednesday. You need to check Canvas with the module of first of week number 1. You need to buy the SuperSite code and familiarize yourself with the system. And before Friday, this is what I want to do. Before Friday, you need to start working on chapter 7 of the SuperSite, and you will turn that work in on the due date is in week 2, but you want to start with it in the section Contextos, Fotonovela, Pronunciación y Cultura. There's a mini quiz on week 1 already, so you have to complete that by Friday, and you have the first week, the first forum that week. Remember, you have an entry due on Wednesday and an entry due or 2 entries due by Friday. So that's something to keep in mind. For week 2, you will have by Wednesday, this is the SuperSite you need to complete. All these needs to be covered by Wednesday midnight. And also a mini examen number 2. This mini examen should be all together. And then by Friday, you need to complete this SuperSite and el examen number 1 of capítulo 7. And of course, you have the weekly forum, but remember, weekly forum has video entry by Wednesday midnight and 2 comments on your classmates' entries by Friday midnight. So like that, on and on and on. So this is my explanation on the syllabus. Now, what you need to do is you need to read this in detail. Ask me if you have any questions regarding this, and take the first mini examen, which we're gonna see right now, right here, which is due this Friday, on Friday 15th, the 15th of June, and because this mini examen is based on the syllabus, let me know if you have any problem or question. Okay, good luck with this class, and I'll be there to help you with anything you need. Bye-bye.